Hi everyone. So today I'm going to present a new project challenge on how globally AI adoption impacting on its business and workforce management. So we can see I get this data set from the Kaggle and it is a very important data like how is really AI impacting the business and the workforce globally. So I've intersected the data into three parts: AI adoption, business impact, and workforce management. The first one is the AI adoption. Let's dive into here and we can see how AI adoption takes place in the regional side as well as in the industry. So we can see the KPIs, the strong KPIs at the adoption rate, that is 20%, 35% is uh, maturity, and the average AI training hours is 28%. So here we can see, like, if we are selecting the finance, so we can change the KPIs, it is dynamically, and we can understand the adoption rate, training hours over there as well. Okay, so it's taking a little bit of point of time due to the data load. Let's, till the time it's get load, I am discussing with the visualization. So we can see in the first chart, that is the Oceania and the North America. Okay, it is on a higher AI adoption rate, so they are more well developed countries or regions. So if we are on other hand, Asia and Africa is lagging behind, so there are chances of Asia and Africa to emerge new industries and to adopt AI in their and therefore increasing their AI adoption rate. So adopting AI in their industries, like for automation purposes or for machine learning purposes, so they can include the AI over there and they can increase their automation rate. Okay, now moving on to our next chart, that is industry versus AI adoption. So if we can see the industry versus AI, so you can see the maturity, it's, I have selected the finance. The maturity is now 36% and the average AI training is 29% hours. Okay, over here if we can see the consulting and the healthcare is lagging regarding the AI adoption. They are not more advanced to the AI adoption thing. The consultations and the healthcare, as compared to the technology, finance, they are more susceptible to the AI. So here we can also see the finance technology has the more AI maturity. AI maturity in this case means the layer data are more organized in the technological side, or if we can say the financial side, they are more structured. So they can adopt AI easily through their data, through their thing. And if we are seeing the budget, the more, and this is the financial side only, the more we are increasing the budget, the more the adoption it is. Okay, so we have the dynamic filters for year, for regions, and for company size as well. Now let's move to the insight parts. Let's see. So from AI adoption we can see, like, if we can influence both our industry and region on in the maturity side, we can increase our AI maturity, means we can increase the data more, we can increase more, give more structurization in our industries. The data are more structured, we can skilling our team, then we can adopt AI much higher. Okay, so this is all about, like, you can read from it. AI maturity is the key driver of adoptions. Industry with higher AI maturity show higher adoption rate. Technology and finance lead in the maturity. Low maturity industries are lagging in AI utilization. AI adoption also varies by region, with developed regions showing higher adoption than emerging regions. And so here we are getting this thing, and forecast, like what we are going, it's going to happen, like higher maturities in industry are continuing to get faster AI adoption. So if the lower maturity industries need to increase, so they have to, now they have to struggle to get the AI adoption. Otherwise, they have to increase their budget, investment in increasing the maturity, investment in their structurization, investment in their skilling the team. Therefore, otherwise, they will struggle to lag behind as compared to the regions who are well developed and who has adopted, who has more AI maturity scope. Let's move on to our next thing, that is business impact. So business impact is the total overview. How is actually AI helping to the revenue growth? And so we can see the task automation rate is 20%, but we can see the revenue has growth as exponentially, that is 177 million globally. But the productivity is 9%. Sorry. So we can see if we are increasing our productivity, we are obviously increasing our revenue. But if we can increase our task automation more, okay, so we can reduce our cost reduction rate, which strongly correlate, and therefore we can increase our revenue. As well as we need to penetrate internet, so we have to understand which regions have more internet penetration. The regions which have more internet, they will provide more AI adoption in their industries, and they will able to automate their task more, and the productivity will increase. On a good side, we can see that the more automation is where there, the more failures are, less AI failure rate. But where the less amount of automation, like startups are still struggling, and the AI failure rate is also increasing. So this is we have also the dynamic filters for this total dashboard, the customer support, country wise, and year wise. So this is next. See the insights of the business impact. So if we are going to see the revenue is strong, we can, as we have discussed, that productivity growth is moderate. So automation actually is below optimal. It's just 20%. So higher automation, better cost efficiency. We have seen the cost reduction rate is going to more. So more cost reduction, more revenue. AI failure rate is higher in startup. So what forecast is being seen, like if we are increasing our automation beyond 30%, 30 to 40%, we can improve our efficiency, means we can improve our productivity, and we can lesser our AI failure, which is again return on our investment. We are already investing for the AI training purposes, research being going on. So we can reduce AI failure rate, and business profitability will improve with the better execution if and automation. With more automation, with better execution, uh, the profit will increase. Let's come to our last and the final visualization of this entire project, that is workforce management. We can see that like the reskilled employees, the most important KPI, like 150,000. So it is like reskilled employees, and the jobs are getting displaced as 111. So if it is reskilling their employees, on other hand AI, it is again displacing the jobs. So manual jobs, data entry, kind of job, clerical jobs are maybe getting more displaced in this cases. Remote percentage has increased like 42.5%. If we can see on a regional side, more internet penetration we have seen in Oceania, North America, they have more remote work, as they can, yeah, sit like they have more internet facility, more AI adoptions, and they are increasing their remote work percentage. So okay, if we can see on an industry level, like the maximum job has been created is AI, through AI who is leading, that is technology. Maximum job has been displaced with the technology only on a higher side, and the reskilled employees is again on the technology. Okay, we can see the logistics volatile is lower side, and after technology we can see the education is in the second position. On a good contrary, that AI adoption is actually helping the employee. Their satisfaction rate is greatly increased because their laborious manual works are getting automated. They can fastly work on their thing, and they can increase their productivity, which again helps their satisfaction. So digital maturity is again is the question. Obviously, Oceania and North America is leading in the digital maturity side as well. So while the business is generating strong revenue, the operation efficiency remains limited as the automation is limited, right? And also AI like transforming in the remote workplace, but again it is also increasing the displacement, okay, especially we are low skills roles. Now let's see what are the four insight I have dived in from. Like AI is creating and displacing the jobs simultaneously. Some industry has showing high displace like technology. Higher adoption improves employee satisfaction, and digital maturity varies across the region. So job displacement may increase in much low skill sectors, as I have told you, where the manual work is more there. Okay, so more training to will reduce the workforce risk. So if we actually train those people rather than displacing those people, train them through the AI module how to automate the things, they can save their job, they can feel satisfied. So higher AI adoption again will help in employee satisfaction. So this is all about of my project. I hope it is understandable and it is quite easy to dive into the project. But still, if there are any suggestions, anything, I am open to hear. Thank you, everyone.